In a peaceful forest filled with tall trees and colorful flowers lived a small, curious rabbit named Lumi. Lumi loved exploring more than anything. Every morning she hopped along tiny paths, greeting butterflies, bees, and birds singing cheerful songs. One sunny day, Lumi heard an old turtle talking about a magical hill where the sky looked closer and the stars shone brighter than anywhere else. "A place where dreams feel real," the turtle said slowly. Lumi's eyes sparkled with excitement. "I want to see it." So the little rabbit packed a few sweet berries and began her adventure. She hopped through golden fields, crossed a tiny wooden bridge over a sparkling stream, and climbed gentle hills where the wind whispered soft stories. Along the way, Lumi helped a small bird return to its nest and shared her berries with a hungry squirrel. Each new friend smiled and pointed her toward the magical hill. As evening arrived, Lumi finally reached the top. The sky stretched wide and beautiful above her, glowing with hundreds of shining stars. Lumi sat quietly in the soft grass, her heart full of wonder. High above a green valley lived a tiny cloud named Piko. While big clouds slowly floated across the sky, Piko stayed in the same place every day. "I wish I could see the whole world," Piko sighed. One morning a gentle wind whispered, "Why not come with me?" Piko felt nervous, but the wind pushed him softly forward. Slowly he drifted over forests, rivers, and bright yellow fields. Birds flew beside him and mountains touched the sky below. Along the way, Piko noticed flowers looking dry in a meadow, so he squeezed out a few drops of rain. Plip, plop, plip! The flowers lifted happily, and butterflies danced through the cool air. Farther away, a small village needed shade from the hot sun. Piko spread himself wide and cooled the town. Children looked up and waved. By evening, the sky turned orange and pink. Piko floated peacefully above a sparkling lake. "I didn't just see the world," Piko said happily. "I helped it too." The wind chuckled gently. And from that day on, Piko traveled the skies, bringing rain, shade, and smiles wherever he floated. Beside a quiet village flowed a gentle river that sparkled in the sunlight. Tied to a small wooden dock was a tiny blue boat named Tilo. Every day, big boats sailed proudly down the river, carrying people and stories from faraway places. Tilo watched them and sighed. "I'm too small for big adventures," he said softly. One morning, the river whispered, "Every journey begins with a small push." Just then, a lost duckling paddled nervously near the shore. "I can't find my family," the duckling cried. Tilo felt his heart bump with courage. The river nudged him gently away from the dock. "Climb aboard," Tilo said. Together they drifted down the river, passing tall reeds, singing frogs, and dragonflies dancing above the water. Soon they heard happy quacks ahead. The duck family rushed toward the duckling with joy. "You brought our baby home," they cheered. Tilo felt warmer than sunshine. At that moment, he understood something wonderful. You don't need to be big to do something brave. Sometimes the smallest boat can carry the biggest kindness. In a quiet meadow lived a tiny firefly named Philo. Every night, thousands of fireflies blinked bright golden lights across the sky. But Philo stayed hidden under a leaf. "I'm scared of the dark," he whispered. The other fireflies zoomed happily through the night, lighting the meadow like tiny stars. Philo wished he could join them, but the darkness felt too big. One evening, a little lost ladybug wandered into the tall grass. "Oh no, I can't see the path home," the ladybug said sadly. Philo peeked from under his leaf. His small light flickered gently. "Maybe I can help," he said. He blinked once, then twice. A tiny glow appeared around him. "Follow my light," Philo told the ladybug. Together they walked through the meadow. Philo blinked again and again, lighting flowers, stones, and tiny paths. Soon they reached the ladybug's home beneath a bright red mushroom. "Thank you," the ladybug cheered. Philo looked around and noticed something amazing. The dark wasn't so scary anymore, because wherever he went, his little light followed. From that night on, Philo flew proudly through the meadow, glowing. Far away in the icy land of snow lived a small penguin named Piko. All the other penguins loved sliding on ice and swimming in the cold ocean. But Piko loved something different. He loved the sun. Every morning, while the other penguins splashed in the water, Piko stood on a snowy hill and watched the golden sun rise slowly into the sky. "I wish I could follow the sun," Piko said one day. An old seal heard him and chuckled kindly. "The sun travels across the whole world," the seal said. "But you can travel too, little one." So Piko decided to explore his snowy home. He waddled across sparkling ice fields, climbed small snowy hills, and greeted friendly seals and curious birds. Along the way, he helped a baby penguin find its parents and shared a warm, sunny rock with a sleepy seal. By evening, the sun began to set in bright orange colors over the icy sea. Piko smiled happily. He didn't follow the sun across the world, but he followed its warmth by spreading kindness everywhere he went. And somehow the sunset looked brighter because of it. In a quiet village near a deep forest lived a tiny lantern named Lumo. Every night, the village lights glowed brightly, but Lumo's flame was small and gentle. "I wish I could shine like the big lanterns," Lumo whispered. One evening, a thick fog rolled into the forest. The paths disappeared, and the trees looked like tall shadows. Soon a little deer wandered close to the village looking worried. "I can't find my way home," the deer said softly. The big lanterns were too far away to help, but Lumo flickered bravely. "My light is small," he said, "but maybe it's enough." So the tiny lantern glowed as bright as he could. Step by step, the deer followed the warm golden light through the foggy forest. They passed quiet trees, sleepy birds, and rustling leaves. At last, they reached the edge of the deer's meadow. "Thank you," the deer said happily. Lumo's little flame danced proudly in the dark. That night he learned something wonderful. Even the smallest light can guide someone home.